As you see, my Jedi powers are far beyond yours. Now, back down.
I don't think so.
In this video, I'm going to do something a little different that I haven't done before. I'm going to show you a build complete with every click from the start of the build to the point where I'd say we've pretty much won the game. That should make it very, very easy for you to replicate this build at home and absolutely slaughter anybody you would like. Now, I'm doing this in a single sitting. I'm going to make some mistakes, and for that reason, I think you may even be able to do better than me at home with even more practice. It's still going to be overwhelmingly powerful. We'll get 30,000 fleet power and almost 1,000 science before year 30. And yeah, that's just going to be disgusting to deal with. For any unfortunate Xenos out there that doesn't want to be ruled by, the Second Foundation, led by the audacious Harry Seldon, are the psionic supermen that will launch the galaxy into a new era of peace and prosperity under their vice-like rule. What is special about this build? Well, we're taking Teachers of the Shroud, which grants latent psionic to all of our pops, meaning that some of our leaders will start with the psionic trait that has further bonuses, but not all of them, and it's somewhat random. We also have the psionic theory technology as a research option, so we can quite early on complete that and then psionically ascend with all of our pops. It's been a long time since Teachers of the Shroud has been anywhere near a meta build, and I'm excited for it to be back. When it comes to our pops, they are of course latent psionic. I'm combining that with incubators for the maximum pop growth possible, and aquatic for the maximum habitability on our guaranteed habitables around us, because that's all we really need to get this build going, and communal for other pop growth related benefits. Combining that with sedentary and unruly is basically free. Jumping over to our civics, we're going with Feudal Society. Feudal Society has a couple of benefits. First up, our leader cost is reduced by 50%, so all of our leaders are half as expensive to recruit. Our leaders also do not cost any unity to upkeep them when they're employed, but they cannot be dismissed. If you're starting to see where this build is going, yes, you're absolutely right, and yes, it's absolutely disgusting and broken. All of our governors assigned to a colony will generate unity equal to their level. Our subjects get additional loyalty, yada, yada, yada. We'll combine that with vaults of knowledge for +1 leader level at the start, because yes, ladies and gentlemen, leaders are absolutely amazing when used correctly. In order to take Feudal Society, we do have to have Imperial. That's fine, we'll get extra resources in our capital, and some extra Edict Fund plus power projection from our ruler. We'll grab Authoritarian for the stratified economy living standard, which is great, Militarist so we can use some of the excellent policies there, plus getting extra fire rate and the like, and Spiritualist because we have to as Teachers of the Shroud. Let's dive into Not Trantor and find out how we can conquer the galaxy, and I'll show you every single click. And if you'd like to follow along at home, these are the settings I'm going to use today to show off this build. I do need to say a big thank you to Rhinoxerox, who pointed out the lovely combination between Feudal Empire and Teachers of the Shroud on my server a couple of days ago. A big thank you to drawing my attention to this. Some things are definitely going to go wrong, but we're going to have a jolly good go at this. We'll start off by obviously accepting these crystals, and then choosing our first technologies. I'm actually not going to prioritize additional physics research from researchers or that sort of thing, because we won't be getting most of our research from research jobs. So I'll focus on economic and military techs that are absolutely essential, like hydroponics farming and global energy management. Sending out your science ships immediately to grab surrounding worlds is very necessary. And then rebalancing your economy to make sure you've got enough consumer goods to get that ship off as fast as you can. Because as ever, we need to get our colony ship off and underway as soon as possible. We've been rather lucky grabbing more traits. I'm going to prioritize council-based traits here and see what I can get going. Though of course, if any resource traits come up, don't not take them. Our new heir has just jumped into the game. They've got the private minds trait available for them. I'm going to definitely grab that. They are of course also absolutely free and cost no upkeep whatsoever, because they are an Imperial heir. It would have been better had I got a scientist as my Imperial heir, but beggars can't be choosers. I will initially switch my stance over to Isolationist just to get some more unity, and bring my economic policy over to Civilian economy. That means I need to rebalance my trades just a little bit, but everything will be fine, and we are now off. I'll move my construction ship over to Alpha Centauri. Otherwise, it's mainly a waiting game now until we can get this first colony up and underway, which we should be able to do around month 6 or 7. For my first tradition, I'll be grabbing Aptitude. That's going to, first of all, unlock the leadership conditioning agenda, which is great, and also give us +1 leader starting traits, meaning that all of my leaders just got a nice little boost. I'm gaining extra minerals and extra consumer goods from these leaders straight out of the gate, but that's not the main point of this build. It's month 6, let's get this colony ship going, and we'll check in on the science ship doing some surveying. We found a size 18 ocean world, which is great. Atmospheric hallucinogens is fine, it'll grant us extra happiness, though at a minor reduction to worker pop resource output, but I don't really care about that for now. My construction ship is almost in place, ready to begin building an outpost here as soon as the system is surveyed. Back on my homeworld, I can now start constructing another mining district. That will be needed to boost our mineral income, which is somewhat low at the moment. Otherwise, we're just pushing up our other resources to get that second colony ship ready as soon as possible. Grabbing the Empire Needs You is crucial to do before year 5, granting us +1 leader pool size. This means when our leader pool refreshes in 5 years' time, we'll have more options available. I've removed my consumer good income, I won't need that much right now, and now I'm buying more minerals. That's going to be important for building more buildings. I've got the required resources so I can ease off on the food income by selling some of that, but I do want to continue maintaining this alloy spend. I'll move the colony ship up, ready to go as soon as we can, and I will build another science ship. We're going to combine this science ship with one of our scientists, Winston Rawlinson. Winston has the psychic trait, meaning for every level he grants an additional roughly 7 science to our empire. So let's grab him straight away. I'm now constructing around Alpha Centauri, and I'm going to begin using my first science ship to explore out into the other systems and find the other ocean world I know is part of my 2 guaranteed habitables. I'm going to build an energy district here on our capital, and I will stop buying these extra minerals. Now this second science ship, it's very important we put our leader in there, because once they're in that science ship they count as employed. And any leader who is employed due to our civic will cost absolutely no unity upkeep. I'll start colonizing Alpha Centauri now, because I can, and continue looking for these other worlds. Building mining stations is useful as well, don't forget to do that. We'll fire off infinite opportunities, and from here I'm actually going to grab Evolving Society to boost my unity production even further. We're pushing here to finish Aptitude before year 5 so that I can take my first Ascension perk. Here is the second ocean world in the Bearer system. I'll pull back all of my science ships now to try and clear a path to that potential colony while moving up my construction ship. 0G refineries has completed. I'll go then for geothermal fracking to increase my mineral production. And as hydroponics farming is almost finished above Alpha Centauri, I'll start building a starport. I've set my colony ship to move off to this new ocean world, and I have my construction ship ready to begin building outposts. That's the last level of Aptitude completed. I'll be taking Transcendent Learning. This grants us more leader capacity, which is fine, but mainly +1 leader pool size. So when this leader pool refreshes, we'll have lots and lots of special leaders. I'm reducing the number of my farmers working. That will decrease my food production, but I can then stop selling as much food. It's more efficient to have 1 technician produce energy than 1 farmer make food and sell that food for energy. Now that we've reached 300 energy as well, I'll be getting rid of these sprawling slums. And I'll build another science ship. I'll queue up the outpost in Barnard Star and 1 more in this Bearer system, and just set the rest of my science ships off to auto-explore. There is hydroponics farming completed. I'll now grab planetary unification for additional unity production, and then go to my star bases and build hydroponics base, allowing me to shift more workers off this food job in just a moment. Before we do hit year 5, you should buy all of the available scientists in the leader pool. It may seem like they're useless right now, but they won't be useless for much longer, I can assure you. We will need to queue up yet more science ships because we want all of those leaders employed, and that will mean by being employed, they will have absolutely no unity upkeep. I'll also swap around who is in my council, and there's something I completely forgot to do, and that is to fire off all of my edicts right at the start of the game. There's no reason not to do that. That will give us more income from Unity and additional stability, which is more income yet again. We've ticked over, and now we can take a look at our new scientists. Unfortunately, we've only got 1 with the psychic trait, we will grab them, that's not too much of a problem, and that will give us yet more research income again. I'm reducing the level of farmers yet further, and over at Weymouth, I will start by putting down a single research lab. And combine that with a city district, this is going to be a research planet. We should also take a look over here at our general leaders. Any of them with resource traits should definitely be employed straight away, because then we can put them on one of our planets and they will have absolutely no upkeep and simply provide us additional resources for free. Now I'm going to start saving up my Unity and not jumping into another tradition. We'll find out why a little bit later. Let's get colony number 2 underway, and then we'll keep going. On the capital, I think I'll grab another research lab to push up our research income a bit, because it is a little low right now. And then I'll clear the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. We can set one of our leaders to assist research on the capital. It's a free thing we can do, why not? I'll be grabbing better armor from tech, and then building a starport around Beira. Of course that's going to be to put another hydroponics bay down. I'll be making sure to shift my workers over from the colonist job up into the specialist job, which they won't do by themselves at the moment by prioritizing researcher, and then I'll be building more research districts on this planet. Let's grab blue laser, and ignore everything else for now. Just before my research lab completes, I will unemploy my enforcer. Yes, I'll get some crime, but as long as it's under 30, that's fine. That means I get a better job efficiency with this extra researcher. I'll then pop down a city district just to give me more options here. I'm now building mining stations everywhere I can, and grabbing a starport here in Barnard Star for yet more economic impact. I'm investigating the abandoned colony ruins around Beira, and otherwise just kind of moving forward. Now, I've completed my second society research. I'm now going to start doing psionic theory. That is going to be very, very important for our next tradition pick. I'll take this scientist and I will start assisting research on Weymouth, where I can now build another research lab. I'm increasing the amount that I'm buying alloys, and I'm now going to start selling some of this excess food. Reducing the number of farmers now to 0 because I don't need them, and demolishing these pretty useless agriculture districts. I've grabbed another science ship and I'm building one more hydroponics bay. The Empire's coming along rather nicely, everything's going okay so far. Our science isn't that high, but it will get higher later on. My head of research leveled up. Now I kind of want charisma, but I'm actually going to take scrapper for those additional alloys. Back on the research world, we're going to continue expanding it. Port Gloria has been established. We're going to make this into an industrial world, so I'll start by building some industrial districts there. Otherwise, I'm queuing up a few science ships to make sure that just before we get to year 10, I can employ these 4 scientists and put them on science ships where, for now, they won't seem like they're doing anything. Being over my leader cap is a bit of a problem, but we can still level up our leaders by utilizing one of our agendas in just a moment, so the fact we're getting a minor reduction to leader experience and leader upkeep is completely irrelevant. Especially that leader upkeep part, which we are not paying whatsoever. All thanks, of course, to the lovely Feudal Society Civic. I'll grab Administrative AI for more research speed, and now I think it's time to grab all of these scientists. We've got one who is eager, which is fantastic. This won't contribute towards our leader pool capacity. Let's pop all of them on these science ships I have ready to go, and then we can just kind of leave them there. Though it is better to send them off out into space to get some experience by doing surveying, or complete some archaeological digs. On my capital, I'm building another city district. We're going to keep pumping up the number of available building slots we need. And because the leader pool is just refreshed, we can now take a look at our leaders. I've been a little bit more fortunate this time. I have 2 leaders with the psychic trait. I'm going to grab those leaders straight away and put them on science ships as soon as I can. Another research lab will go down on Weymouth here, bringing my total to 3, which allows me to have 6 researcher jobs. I'll also drag this colonist into an artisan role so they can start making some actual stuff for us rather than just kind of increasing planetary build speed. I'll also grab capacity subsidies because at this point it's pretty much free. Mineral purification plants is great, and I'll also grab extra pop growth speed whilst grabbing quantum theory. Yes, extra research from scientists isn't terrible, so why not get it? We've just had our factions fired. I'm going to make sure that I am promoting both of them so that we can get everybody to be happy in our empire. Unfortunately, the spiritualist faction doesn't seem to exist yet, but I'm sure very soon it will. We can move over the notorious Walpole to put an authoritarian on the council, and thus make all of our authoritarian factions just that little bit happier, so we're getting even more unity from them. On top of that, I can now do something great, which is take the psionic tradition. So I will be grabbing that and then going as quickly as I can all the way up into the Great Awakening. On our planets, I will be building more things. We're going to be needing more minerals. Our capital is the primary source of minerals, so I'll grab another mining district. And once the mineral purification technology comes through, I'll be putting a mineral purification plant down there as well. I'll grab fusion power for research, that's a cool one. Upgrade yet another starbase, and we'll grab some energy credits from this scientist, which I think means he's now basically paying for all of these science ships we've got, which is great. They're now free. Excellent. Afterburners is a great tech to have, so we'll grab that one. And of course, keep building more industrial districts, keep improving everything. And here we go, the Great Awakening. Why is this so useful and important? Well, everybody now gets the psychic trait, which means all of our scientists are now producing a boatload of research income at year 12. So let's see, what is this going to push our research up to? If we'd had more psychic traits earlier, that would have been better, but I was just unfortunate. I only rolled 2 or 3 in the first 10 years. I expect you can actually do better at home and get more research. They're at 450, mainly, I believe, from our leaders. Yes, leaders are producing more than our jobs, pretty much across the board, which is really, really good. And if you're enjoying this video, please use the powers of psychohistory to alter that like button. I probably mentioned this already, but you should definitely grab another ocean world if you find it. You could always just use it to produce a few extra pops. You might not be that lucky, so I won't be grabbing it in this run. I'll grab more plasteel armor though, that's great. Getting to tier 4 armor would be perfect before year 30. I'll get more research alternatives, giving us more options going forwards, and build more research labs, why not? On the industrial world, putting a luxury residence down in an open building slot is definitely something you want to do, because that will improve our amenities once we hit 5 pops. I've got an interesting choice. I think I'll go for the extra consumer goods, allowing me to have a lower number of consumer goods leaders across the empire. And after that, I'll be finishing evolving society as quickly as possible to push straight on into leadership conditioning. Now, we're going to have to spend our unity to launch this one early, as we want it as early as possible to push all of those leaders up to a higher level. And I can also grab these extra scientists, as the scientists now all produce additional income. I mustn't forget to build a few science ships for them and continue onwards. I'll be grabbing extra naval capacity because we will need all of that extra naval cap to house all the ships we're going to be getting. We're now at a nice tasty 500 research at year 13. We should also investigate those anomalies, so I'll get 2 of my scientists and automate them to do exactly that. Because a lot of the time, anomalies will be generating extra research income for us on top of what we're already getting. We'll pop in for exotic gas refineries and a little bit more increased pop growth speed. I have enough now to buy another tradition, but I won't. I am saving up. Don't forget to be launching this leadership agenda early. To please the Church of Spiritualism, I will of course be banning all robot workers, which should make them very, very happy. I'll swap over my Minister of Defense to a Spiritualist to boost that even further. Let's go for specialized computers and even more research. I'm almost at the point where I need to employ an enforcer, so I'm just going to do that so I don't forget. I'm throwing a luxury residence on Raymouth, and on Trantor I'll throw down an energy grid to boost our energy production. Let's also make sure our leaders live just a little bit longer. Time to grab destroyers, I believe. And we passed year 15, which does mean it's time to get 5 more scientists. Absolutely excellent. These 5 scientists do represent, given they're all level 2, an extra 15 research apiece, which is 75 research across the board we're going to get added now, putting us up to a nice healthy 650 research. There we go, beautiful. I think I'll get disruptors, why not? And my little research hub here will keep producing more and more science ships that we can put more and more leaders on, bringing my unity upkeep for leaders down to a healthy 0 again. Absolutely not broken in any way, shape or form. Colonial centralization is great. It's going to let us build a special building on our capital, giving us the ability to put down the Psi-operative people. It's year 17. I've got a healthy stockpile of consumer goods, so I'm going to go over to my policies and edicts. I'll switch to a militarized economy, and I'm basically going to get rid of most of those consumer goods workers. We'll take ion thrusters, and I'll also grab chemical plants. I need that for the upgraded alloy building. We'll take fleet supremacy, and upgrade the capital of Not Trantor to give us some more politician jobs and an extra building slot. I might as well also switch Trantor to a forge capital. That's going to mean we get rid of all of those silly consumer goods jobs, which is a bit of a consumer goods deficit, but we've got plenty of consumer goods still in the bank. As we approach the halfway mark on this agenda, the cost for launching it early goes down precipitously, so I'm hopeful in the next 3 to 4 years we can fire this bad boy off. I'm adding 2 more city districts to my external colonies. That is because I need more building slots. I want to put down some special resource buildings there. Like, for example, a synthetic crystal plant. I've completely forgotten to recruit another governor, but it seems like I've hit a point where I don't seem to have any more recruitable leaders at the moment. This might be a minor bug, or because I've gone over 20, or I've recruited 5 in a row, the pool has simply emptied. I'll resettle one of my colonists here from Raymouth over to Port Gloria. That gives us more metallurgists, and I'll also send 2 of our miners from the capital. Why not make it 3? I can also put down a Psy-Core building on the capital, guaranteeing us 10% additional output from all of our jobs there and a boatload of extra unity. I am going to replace a temple with it, however, because I don't want to get rid of all of my working pops. I do still need them. Here we go. Leadership conditioning is now only 5,300. I'll wait till my leader pool refreshes to grab a bunch of extra leaders, and then I'll fire this bad boy off. We're just making so much research from our leaders. It's doubling our research output. It's simply silly. This is perfectly balanced with absolutely no exploits, to quote a great man. I'll throw down a chemical plants on my tech world here, Raymouth. As soon as we get that extra pop, we'll pop them up into there, making some rare resources. We are at year 20, so let's first grab 1 governor, because that would be rather nice to have an extra one lying around. I think Charles Fairfax could do the job well. We'll pop them onto Port Gloria, so they of course will have absolutely no cost in upkeep. We'll split our fleet into 3, so we have 3 individual fleets. And for each of those fleets, I guess we could just go out and buy a leader. Yes, I'll grab one with resource traits, and I think I'll grab another one with a possible resource trait. Yes, excellent. We will need some more science ships. I'll queue up 5 science ships, and I'll grab all 5 scientists. Brilliant. Now, we've got that. So what do we do next? Next, it comes time to launch leadership conditioning early, leveling every single leader up. I've got plenty of unity left, so I'm going to go and I will take the supremacy tradition and run back over here and grab military buildup. So we fired leadership conditioning. We've upgraded all of our leaders. I'll go through and do all 31 leaders in just a moment, but we do need military buildup because that's going to reduce our ship build cost in about 8 years' time when it comes time to start building ships, and massively reduce the ship energy upkeep, which is really helpful as well. All right, let's do the thankless task of upgrading every leader that we have. Mainly, I'm looking for resource traits where I can grab them here because that's just free. It's free real estate.
It's free real estate.
All right, there we've upgraded all of our leaders. Now let's go to the next month and see how it's all going for us. I wonder how high our research is going to jump, because don't forget, all of these scientist leaders are now generating insane levels of research. There we are, 1,000 science at year 20, 87 alloys, and we're going to push these numbers up because these, ladies and gentlemen, are of course rookie numbers. Let's grab an extra civic slot. Why not? We'll grab afterburners too, the advanced ones, because we can. I'll replace a research lab on the capital with an alloy foundry. We don't need that as much anymore. And I will continue to build up the industrial districts on this planet over here. I've got more food than I can really do anything with, so let's just sell all of it, and we'll just buy our way out of all of these other problems. Ah, yes, excellent. I'm not going to complete the psionic tradition just yet. I'm instead going to push down the supremacy. I'll grab master shipwrights, fleet logistics, and overwhelming force as my 3 initial picks, though I do still need to save up some unity to launch my agenda early at around year 8. maybe 9 if I'm running a little bit late. But overall here, this is just... it's just broken beyond belief. I mean, honestly, I don't really know what to say here. We'll move a researcher over into a metallurgist role. We don't need as many researchers now. I'll put down a resource silo on one of our star bases, and I think I will actually go out and grab another star base, maybe Sirius. We will go and grab that one. More techs have been done. Let's see, we'll grab Durasteel armor. Why not? You know what? I've forgotten actually, and that's the point of this kind of video. You do make mistakes. I've forgotten to put the scientists on those additional ships, meaning I've been paying a whopping 70 Unity per month. I could have been on 200 Unity income for the last year or so had I remembered to do that. Realistically, maybe I should go back and just redo it myself, but I cannot be bothered. I will replace a research lab here on Raymouth with a synthetic crystal plant. That way I should be able to get all of the various resource incomes that I need. At this point now, honestly, I could throw away Vaults of Knowledge, and I think I will. I'm instead going to replace this stuff. Let's see, we're going to grab Distinguished Admiralty, because why not? And I guess Masterful Crafters for the economic benefits that we'll get there. This of course won't reduce the level of any of the leaders I've currently got, but it just means the new ones come in at level 1. Oh no. And actually, none of that matters until we refresh the leader pool anyway. I can and I will replace a mining district on the capital with an industrial district, because why not? We'll get the tier 2 disruptor, excellent, excellent, and I suppose we will get a better mineral purification plant too, because we can. There goes Fleet Logistics Core. I do want to save up a bit more Unity. I probably need around, I'm going to need probably around 6,000 or 7,000 to trigger this early, but we'll see how it goes. I am still below 100 Empire size. That's very, very useful. It's essential to remain in that kind of happy window. There's the Alloy Megaforge technology coming in clutch here a little late at 2223, but it'll only take us 4 months to get that, and then we can pop it on Port Gloria. I've switched over to UV lasers because a special project just completed, giving me the research to do that. Oh, and I guess we could get level 2 alloy plants as well. Why not? I will need to buy just a few motes to get that off the ground, but here we go. And there are some pops that could be working in Port Gloria, but they are not. Let's fix that straight away. Going to replace another research lab with a chemical plants on Raymouth. We will need more volatile motes in order to get things really going. Extra starbase capacity is always useful, so I'll grab that technology. And I think we'll just get applied quantum physics over there at the top. We will be needing more energy soon, so I'll upgrade the energy nexus on our capital to make our energy workers even more efficient. We now have cruisers available to research, so I guess let's get year 25 cruisers. Why not? We are making enough science to do pretty much whatever we want. And I'm going to replace one of the research labs here on Raymouth now with another building, and that's the civilian industries. As I don't want to completely run out of consumer goods, I would like to stop buying as many so I can start building up more energy income. I'll keep researching every anomaly we come across because there's simply no reason not to. And we're now in a position that we can afford to launch the military build-up agenda early, which is really, really good. I'll upgrade the mineral purification hubs on our capital. We'll try and slow down the speed demon, of course, and I'll build a luxury residence over here on Port Gloria just to boost that amenities issue. Let's study that alien box, methinks. That could be a useful use of 1,000 research in 2 months. Are you kidding me? What? Alrighty, everything's going well. Good, 12,000 research. That's going to be helpful for anything, really. Let's take a look at our possible ship designs for just a moment, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? Right. I'm thinking we go with, yes, full tier 2 ion disruptors and tier 4 armor across the board with a couple of advanced afterburners and a picket combat computer. Yes, with level 3 thrusters. This doesn't look terrifying whatsoever. You know what? We could actually make this even faster by throwing in, by changing over to 2 small slots and then having 3 afterburners. Most empires are going to struggle to come up against this bad boy. That's all I can say. We finally met some friends on our border. Well, I say friends, possible new subjects. I'll improve relations with them just a little bit so that they don't come and kill us before we're ready in about 3 years' time. Ooh, maybe we can sneak in an extra advanced combat computer, yes, before we start the shipbuilding process. I think we'll just about make it there. I've moved some pops around. I've pushed them back onto our capital. That's going to boost our energy income, which we will need in a moment once we start getting all of these ships up and running. The great part about this build so far is that we have achieved basically a great economy here. I'm going to be buying a few more minerals because we could use them for a time. But overall, this is such a healthy economy. 800 research. We're getting all of the rare resources coming in. We have lots of alloys coming in, 150 per month, and we're not going bankrupt anywhere else. Yes, this is in no small part due to our leaders that are providing lots of additional extra income across the board. In fact, we're gaining more unity from our leaders and spending zero. Absolutely zero. More cruiser hull points, don't mind if I do. And this is all thanks, ladies and gentlemen, to the Feudal Society Civic, meaning any leader that is employed will cost absolutely no unity upkeep. We can't dismiss them, what a shame, but they are basically free. And any governors on a colony, well, they make unity for us. There is the Advanced Combat Roles Combat Computer, brilliant. Now I think we're really ready to get these absolutely beautiful cruisers up and out into the galaxy. This is just so broken. I'll trigger military build-up for 1900 early. Then I guess I'll just expand the council as the next one. We'll jump over to the supremacy tree and we will try to finish that off. I've got one more month to completely finish it. When I do, I'll be jumping back into policies and making a few more changes there. In the meantime, it's time to queue up our ships, which now have a nice healthy 30% discounting cost. So far I've queued up 27 of these monstrosities. I'll of course will be using quite a bit of queue management to make sure we don't have to start paying for them until we absolutely need to. There goes the great game. I'm going to grab Shared Destiny because I expect to have quite a lot of vassals and other such stuff in just a moment. As we near closer and closer to the construction of this ship completing, I'm going to use the Shift button, as you can see, and then click to move it down to the bottom of the list, and I'll do that for all of my star bases, meaning that not a single ship is actually built. They're all ready, almost ready to come out, but we're going to make them wait just a little bit longer. I can also add additional ships to the queue. They'll come in at the bottom, and then I will need to just drag them up ever so slightly. And we'll keep moving everybody down. And here we go with the next set, and we're almost ready. It's going to be slightly shy of 2230. It'll be around, I think we're going to be around 3 or 4 months afterwards, but we're going to have quite a nice large fleet, and we can keep building more and more. Our economy will be able to support this fleet and more ships yet to come. Part of that is going to be because I'm going to move to the supremacist stance here, granting us additional naval capacity of 20%, and I will put my war doctrine on to hit and run, meaning my ships pretty much won't be able to die. Let's do the next batch. Always nerve-wracking. You don't want to accidentally let one ship pop out or misclick or just do anything stupid. I do have the resources now to upgrade some of these star bases, and you know what? I think I will. And because I'm at the end here, I can basically just let the final ships roll out of dock without any issues whatsoever. Grabbing more technologies yet again, because we are going on quite the rampage in but a moment. And here they go. All of the ships are now starting to pop out of space dock, which is great. And we're going to see our navy go up and up and up. Yes, our income is going to suffer for this, but it's fine. We need those ships. I'm going to bring them all together into the, I guess, the blue fleet over here. There we have it. 30 cruisers, a nice 24k. We can pump those numbers higher though, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to turn on reactive armor and focusing crystals, because why not? And I might as well go for exotic gases as shields. And there we are, 30k at year 30 comfortably, with a fully functional economy that is still pumping out alloys, pumping out pops, and making 800 research per month. I think this might be one of the strongest builds that I've ever seen in the game. What we do next is entirely up to us. I guess I'm going to start by claiming all of this space over here because I've got lots of influence to do so, and then I'll vassalize my nearest neighbor. After swapping out the admiral, because I think this fella is going to be slightly better. Yeah, that brings us up to exactly 30k, and now we'll go on the warpath. Hyper relay construction at year 30, don't mind if I do. Let's see, the Galactic Republic are cordial. We could probably propose subjugation to them once we are at peace. We will grab some more armies because why not? And then we'll just kind of meander through their space, I suppose. We'll pick everything up, grabbing even more technology on the way. I mean, I almost feel sorry for the alien empire at this point. There's basically nothing they can do. We should keep making more ships as well, I suppose. Yeah, we can throw a backup admiral on, and then we can just go and grab the rest of the star bases, just like so. It's not really going to be difficult. The speed of our ships is vastly superior to theirs. These are coming in at speed, what have we got? Basically 300. Due to the advanced afterburners, we've got 4,800 armor, which they're not going to be able to punch through unless they've got large amounts of shield hardening, which at this point probably not. You might struggle if you come up against a player who has gone down the missile route and gone with missiles and torpedoes. That's definitely an issue. However, the armor does help against that, so I wouldn't worry overly about it. Yes, here they have 5,000 fleet power. Oh no, what am I going to do?
They are now locking lasers on us.
Lasers can't even penetrate our navigation shields, don't they know that?
The regulations do call for yellow alert.
Very old regulation. Well, make it so, number one. And reduce speed. Drop main shields as well.
May I ask why, sir?
In case we decide to surrender to them, number one.
We can breach the Shroud, might as well. Oh, we're missing the battle. Sorry. Yes, I don't think we lost. Oh, we did take a tiny scratch. One of the ships did get their armor scratched just a little bit.
Sir?
But otherwise, it's a bit of a bloodbath. Yeah. And we can have more ships as well, I suppose. No one's going to stop us here at all, really. Probably because they mainly can't. Yeah, that's the capital taken. Let's lightly bombard the capital planet. We don't want to hurt it too much. They have 170 worth of armies. We'll just bring our own armies in. That's not really a problem. Yeah, we'll put our one general on. He'll come in. Oh, they came back. That's a shame for them. Oof. Yeah, this is not going to go. Oh, and they're all. Yeah, that's them. They're dead. Yep. Just clicking some more routes for this fleet to go through, and then researching more technologies. I'll switch over my fleet to aggressive stance, so when they enter the system, they will land if they're able to conquer the planet. And oh boy, they should be able to conquer the planet. I'll put holo theaters on my capital just to balance those amenity problems. They're very minor, but I might as well. I'll also throw down a generator district and the energy grid building here on Port Gloria, just so that I can start getting a little bit more energy output, because I do need just a touch more. I think I'll do the same on Raymouth as well, actually. And I might as well switch off Veneration of Saints and replace it with mining subsidies, because I'd rather the minerals than the Unity, to be quite frank. Yeah, it's year 33, and we're basically running around with... Well, we'll soon be comfortably up to, I think, about... We're at 37 at the moment. With these extra 4 ships I bring in, that should be about 40k, because each of these ships, with the proper Admiral, is 1,000 power, and they're disruptor ships, so their actual fleet power score is lower than what their output can be. So falls Zendikar. I'm going to sell some alloys quickly, just so I can reach into the Shroud and commune with the Ineffable, because I would absolutely love to get an entity. We've grabbed Zendikari. Why? Oh, we need to just grab one or two more systems, it seems. No, there we are. We've won the war. Excellent. So I suppose at this point it's time to... Yeah, we'll bring the cat people in. Be great if they could give us some cash. Oh, we're so powerful, everyone's going to be a protectorate. Of course they are. We'll give them some science too then. Yeah, let's bring the cats in. That should unlock some more civs out there in the galaxy, maybe? Or is it just quite an open and empty galaxy? Well, there we are. I mean, we've conquered all of our local rivals. We're exploring the space. We're making 800 research a month, propelling us ahead. We can boost that number up. We're still making plenty of alloys. We can boost that number up too. Yeah, this is going great. I don't really know what else to say here. The ludicrousness of having 31 leaders producing all of these resources, especially the research. By combining Teachers of the Shroud with Feudal Society, we've made an abomination in this game, I have to say, because getting pure research from each leader and as they level up, getting more is it's simply bonkers. Each of our leaders basically is better than one pop doing the research job, and they're free and they do more. If you've enjoyed this video on how to grow and manage your empire, where I've included every darn click, but you've been wondering, well, how should I outfit my ships? What are the best defensive modules to place on there? Then click the video on screen now.